Make in India. This is the important sector encouraged by the government of India to ensure that India will not depend more on imports of essentials as well as defense sector. Also, the government wants to reduce the dependence on imports, and import substitution is the most important step taken by the government. The central government wants to see that the Make in India is for make for the world, means local for global. This is the concept to encourage. This is a concept under Make in India encouraged by the central government. This is the depends upon the performance of manufacturing sector. That is, as much as the manufacturing sector grows, the dependence on imports will reduce. Import substitution will happen, and the manufacturing sector not only produces the products, goods and services, but also ensure employment opportunities and also create wealth for the development of the nation, create goods, services, wealth for the nation, for the strong future. Also, the goods manufactured, if in demand globally also, can be exported so that the foreign exchange reserves are acquired, are used properly, so that the Indian rupee becomes strong against foreign exchange. Make in India shifting into overdrive. Manufacturing sector has gained momentum as global companies look at India as a viable alternative to traditional low-cost destinations that offers ample opportunities for investors. Nowadays, India is being seen as a destination for investments, especially in information technology, pharma, and manufacturing sector. Also, there is a lot of opportunities for investments in infrastructure sector that is most required for Indian development. Make in India. This is the sector to encourage manufacturing sector in India to substitute imports from other countries and also to reduce the dependence on imports, to increase the productivity, to make more and more goods and services made available, produced in India. This is the as much as the manufacturing sector becomes strong, the idea of Make in India will be more successful. The Make in India concept is to encourage the domestic industries, domestic manufacturing sector, and to ensure that Make in India goods, made in India goods and services are having market globally, means local or global. This is the concept, and it is a concept envisaged by the central government of India. The manufacturing sector has gained a momentum as global companies look at India as a viable alternative to traditional low-cost destinations that offers ample opportunities for investors. So, global investors are seeing opportunities for investments in India compared to other low-cost destinations. India's manufacturing strength is gradually gaining prominence in the aftermath of COVID pandemic. The global companies are showing interest to expand their supply chains to reduce dependence on the low-cost manufacturing hubs. The strategy bodies of Indian companies in sectors such as chemicals, electronic parts, and automotive components, it will be prudent for investors to track companies in these sectors that will benefit over the long term. These are the sectors in which the global investors are concentrating to invest, that is chemicals, electronic parts, and automotive components. and in many other sectors also the global investors opportunities for investment in India. Opportunities for Indian manufacturers are emerging, aging developed market capacities and improving returns on capital as other countries' manufacturing mandate makes it more expensive. India's investment hub destination is emerging due to aging developed market capacities and improving returns on capitals invested since other countries' manufacturing costs are increasing. India's share of manufacturing in total gross value added is expected to increase to 21% from 15.6% in the coming years. So, India wants to expand its manufacturing share of manufacturing sector in total gross value added to 21% in the coming years. India is emerging as a viable alternative in the 1 trillion global specialty chemicals sectors helped by process capabilities, lean cost structures, quality manufacturing assets, and a track record of protection of intellectual property rights in process technologies. India is emerging as a viable alternative by protecting intellectual property rights in process technologies as well as the process capabilities, lean cost structures, quality manufacturing assets are the advantages India enjoying to improve its manufacturing strength. Many companies in clean science and technology benefited from export and import substitution. Many smaller companies also are showing good performance by attracting the global markets and exporting with import substitution. This is a great benefit to the Indian economy. Indian chemical companies are able to make products where landed price for customers is lower due to process-driven research and development and superior intellectual property rights. India is attracting a lot of global companies to increase their allocation to Indian companies. Indian imports are reduced on essential commodities, but exports are improving because of the encouragement given to the manufacturing sector. Market share in 4-MEP, a key intermediate used in the production of metoprolol used to treat angina and hypertension. 4-MEP was earlier made largely by Japanese and Chinese companies. So, Indian production capacity in metoprolol to treat angina and hypertension, which were earlier Indian production capacity in metoprolol used to treat angina and hypertension, 4-MEP, which was earlier largely imported from other countries. Now, Indian companies are showing performance or production, showing the strength of production, increasing production capacities of these pharmaceutical products. Similarly, Indian companies have gained performance in the production of benzene derivatives and monochloroacetate respectively, aided by differential process of engineering. These opportunities, which were absent earlier due to predatory pricing by other manufacturers, surfaced under the new framework. Now, Indian companies are also manufacturing the other products of monochloroacetate and aided by differential process engineering. These opportunities which were absent earlier. Another specialty chemicals company, Clean Science, is expanding its presence in hindered amine light stabilizers through catalytic reaction with a global market of around $1 billion in the agrochemical segment. Indian companies including Herbana and Bharat Rasayan have gained a share from other counterparts in pyrethroids. These are the many chemical companies improving its performance and improving its production and carrying on export activity to take advantage of the emerging scenario in global manufacturing. The government has implemented the production linked incentive scheme, that is popularly known as the PLI scheme, worth rupees 41,000 crore to attract global contract manufacturers in the global electronic system and design manufacturing ESDM segment. Other country has a share of 45% owing to cost effectiveness and technological leadership. Many small companies are showing performance in the production of benzene derivatives and monochloroactate added by differential process of engineering. These opportunities, which were absent earlier due to predatory pricing by other manufacturers, surface under the new framework. Another specialty chemicals companies in clean science is expanding their presence in hindered amine light stabilizers through catalytic reaction with a global market of around $1 billion. In the agrochemical segment, the Indian companies including Heramba and Bharat Rasayan have gained a share from other counterparts in pyrethroids. To take advantage of the emerging scenario in global manufacturing sector, the government has implemented the production linked incentive, that is popularly known as the PLI scheme, worth rupees 41,000 crore to attract global market manufacturers in the global electronic system and design manufacturing segment. Other country has a share of 45.5% owing to cost effectiveness and technological leadership. However, in the post-pandemic era, global electronics companies are looking for alternative manufacturing locations. This is likely to increase in India's share in the global ESDM from the current 1.8%. India has among the lowest labor costs and overheads, giving it a considerable advantage, and mostly Southeast Asian countries. An analysis carried out by Invest India and the Electronic Industries Association of India shows wages in India are 46% cheaper. This lower wages attracts well for companies such as K.HANMANDLOO Technologies, Spima, SGS, Avaland and Amber Enterprises. Revenue of Indian ESDM companies has grown by 30 to 40% annually in the past 2 years. K.HANMANDLOO is in the process of increasing capacity by 4 times in the next 2 years with a capital expenditure of 250 crores. Spima, SGS has a capex plan worth 571 crores spread over the next 3 years. We are expecting around 50% of the incremental revenue in the long term driven by India. The company supplies glucometers and printed circuit boards used in the cars. Global automakers are also getting into vendor diversification after losing nearly 8 million units of production, equivalent to 2 years of India's annual sales due to COVID-related supply disruptions. Global automakers are increasing allocation to Indian suppliers to minimize volume risks. Major customers have signaled its intent to shift production to India. We have seen nearly 100 to 150 crore incremental revenue due to increased allocation to India. These are the opportunities available to the Indian manufacturing sector with the support of the Government of India, which is encouraging the manufacturing sector with the production linked incentive scheme, that is popularly known as PLI scheme, to encourage production, the exports and also import substitution. This is the encouragement available to the Indian manufacturers